Hey hunters, Lord here, back with another Monster Hunter Wilds set video. In today's video, I'm going to be going over another god charm that I got and how I used it to upgrade my sword and shield meta set. In this series so far, we've covered Chargeblade already. This is the second installation, but I'll be going over some of the insane talismans that I got and ways to upgrade current meta sets with said talismans. So that way, if you manage to pull this talisman or something very close to it, you guys have ideas on how to update your current meta sets. So without any further ado, let's jump straight into the video. So here is the God Talisman that I pulled. It is Offensive Guard level 3, Weakness Exploit level 1 as a Rarity 8 Talisman. And if you guys did watch mine or Damo's video on all of the possible talisman rolls, you will know that Rarity 8 charms always come with one weapon level 1 slot. They can have up to 2 additional level 1 armor slots. Unfortunately, I didn't manage to pull those. Would have been nice for some additional quality of life. However, the skills on this one are insane and allow me to directly upgrade the meta sword and shield set. Also, I do want to make a quick note, just because I'm showing sword and shield in this video doesn't mean that if you get this charm, you could only ever use it for sword and shield. I know most of you will understand that, but just in case, I wanted to add that as a little disclaimer. Offensive Guard is useful for a ton of things. You could definitely use this for Lance, you could use this for Gun Lance, Chargeblade. I mean, anything with a shield could rock this charm. However, it was a super easy slot straight into my meta sword and shield set, so that's why I opted to show it with that here. Of course, like I said, you are more than welcome to use it on whichever set you like and with whatever weapon you like. So on your screen now is the previous meta sword and shield set. We have the 3-piece AT Gamma set up by using 3 pieces of Ray Dow. We of course max out Weakness Exploit, Agitator. We have Offensive Guard, Master's Touch, and Crit Boost 3 in the weapon. And some of you may have already keyed in on this, but because of that Guardian Jewel level 3 in the weapon, and my charm having 3 levels of Offensive Guard on it, and 1 Weakness Exploit, we can drop the Exploiter Charm 2, and the Chain Jewel shown in the head, and instead we can make it look like you see here. Since Burst at level 1 is plus 8 damage for Sword and Shield after a bunch of consecutive attacks, by putting in an Attack Jewel 1 into the 1 weapon slot on our charm, and of course since we can drop the Guardian 3 Jewel, we can put in an Attack Jewel 3, we now have a permanent plus 8 attack at attack level 4 and a bonus 2% raw. This means we have constant plus 8 attack and plus 2% with attack 4. We don't need to land consecutive hits. Every single one of our attacks, no matter how much time is in between them, will have this boost, meaning that even if Burst was active on the old set, this is instantly a 2% upgrade in overall attack. And when Burst is not active, or when it was only active after 1 or 2 hits before fully activating Burst, this is a pretty decent damage upgrade. Again, like I've said in the past, these charms are not massive 5-10% upgrades overall, but finding charms like this one, where you can think of ways to increase the overall damage, free up some slots overall. And honestly, even if I didn't want to go for an overall attack boost, I could leave the Chain Jewel in the head. We can skip both of the attack jewels, both in the weapon and in the charm, and now we have a level 3 slot for free in our weapon because we already have Offensive Guard 3, and we also have 1 level 1 weapon slot here in the Talisman. This effectively gives us 5 available skills for our weapon, so if you're looking for a little more comfort and you wanted to go for 3 Iron Wall, or if you wanted to go for Crit Boost level 5, even Crit Boost level 4 by dropping in a critical 1 jewel in the Talisman, and then you still have the option to go for some sort of combination decoration that can get 4 skills in the open weapon slot. You don't just have to use these to upgrade your damage. And while of course it would be really nice if these talismans did give us a somewhat meaningful boost in damage, I really think the allure of these has come from being able to fit a lot more comfort into our sets. You know, for bowguns, a level of ballistics here. For Chargeblade, I'm able to get Focus now, or Master's Touch on my Impact File Chargeblade, or I'm able to fit Load Shells and Guard and Artillery onto my Gun Lance. Really, there are a lot more options now for fitting some comfort skills, which I think is what their overall goal was initially. I know my initial reaction was that these were super mediocre, but that is just purely because I've spent a lot of time in Monster Hunter speedrunning and optimizing and working on highest damage and just good, strong sets. And sometimes I tend to personally forget about the comfort aspect of things. And that is really where the initial Talisman update that we've had really hit the mark, is we can just fit in a lot of extra skills. It makes sets way more customizable now. I know not everyone is interested in the meta or the highest damage sets without heroics and stuff like that, but there is a way here where we can upgrade our overall meta set. And if you didn't want to and you have a charm similar to this, you now basically have 5 extra weapon skills that you can drop in, just whatever you prefer. Again, there's so many different options to make your set better, not just by attack boosting skills, but also for overall comfort. If you're going after some of those harder hitting monsters, you now have a lot more options. And honestly, the more and more I play this update, the more charms that I add to my collection, the more I am overall just appreciating this update. It's really gotten me back into the game in a way that the previous title updates haven't quite as much. And again, it's nice to sometimes remind myself that not everything is about the maximum damage, and that there really can be a lot of unique uses for these talismans, just fun uses or comfortable uses. But yeah, that's about it for today's video. We're going to keep an eye out for other god charms, and I will be sending out updates for various weapons, things that you can keep an eye out for. Of course, I will leave the full charm table linked down in the description if you'd like to know what the optimal charm is, or just generally what charms are available. I'll keep an eye out for ones that I find during my hunts, and of course continue to update sets so that way you guys know, hey, this is possible, these are ones that I can keep an eye out for, so that way you do have some sort of goal with this grind besides just let's see what's out there. If you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to drop a like down below and subscribe to the channel. Both of those things are completely free and help me out a ton. I want to thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I wish you all a good day and happy hunting.